Hello everybody, this is Sharon, and I have a tutorial I was going to share with you guys on the Copic markers, and this is going to be the stamp that we're going to be using today. It's one of the Magnolia Tilda stamps, and the name of it is Tilda with a little pocket. That's the name of it. I'm not sure if you can even see it for the glare, but that's the name of the stamp that we're going to be using. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I think I'm going to do this one in some of the pink colors because I'm going to make a little girl card. So the ones that I'm going to start off with are the Copic markers are the RV10, this one here, and the other one is the RV000, and the RV10 is darker, and the RV000 is the lighter one. So that's the colors that I'm going to be using, and so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. The one I'm going to start with is going to be the RV10, which is the darker color. So I'm just going to kind of outline her first. And like I said before, I am not a Copic certified or anything like that, but this is just the way I do it, and I had some requests for some tutorials, so I'll try to go ahead and do this. And I may have to stop a few times because it takes me a little bit of time to do these. So first of all, I just start out kind of outlining it, and just outlining her little outfit here, and just kind of emphasizing the marks that they already have on here. So I'm just going to outline this a little bit here. And like I said before, I'm not really sure if the way I do this is right or not. This is just, the way that I do it. And like I said before in the other videos, I don't have really that many Copics. I think I only have like a total of 74. So I just use the Copic markers that I have to, kind of get by for now. I am trying to, get more of them. And, but they are expensive, so I try to wait until they have them on sale. So that was the RV10 that I just used there. So now I'm going to go around it with the RV000, which is the lighter color. And I'm just going to kind of go up into that color a little bit. And now this color right here will lighten the color that you already have down because it's a lighter color, so you don't want to go too far up into it, or you really won't have that much of a darker color just all blend together. So, or that's the way that I found that it works. And so then I'm just gonna go back with my darker color, the RV10, and I have to keep making sure I'm in frame, so I hope you guys just hang in there with me. And like I said before, just kind of try to do the lighter strokes with your Copic markers, or that's the way that I find that they work the best, is just with the lighter strokes. Now you could leave it just like that if you wanted a lot of the white to show, If you don't, if you want a little bit more pink, you can just kind of just take your marker and hold it sideways like that and just kind of flick out, and you know, and it'll just kind of give that color a little bit more in there. It really won't be, you know, dark or anything like that, but and you'll still have your highlight with the white, if you like that, you know, kind of look or whatever. So that's the color. That's the way it's turning out so far. Okay. So next we're going to go ahead and do her skin, and for those colors I use E13, which is the darkest color, and then the E00, and then the E000. So the E000 is the lightest, the E00 is next, and then the E13 is the darkest color. So, and I usually just start out with the lightest color. I just start off, you know, color her whole face with that, and this is the E000. So I'm going to go ahead and just color her face, and you know, you don't really have to be too particular with this because you're going to go back and you know, blend it in some with the other colors. So, and I always try to do it, you know, work on one area at a time so the ink doesn't dry between, you know, coloring it in. And so this is the next color, which is the E00, a medium color. And I'm just going to kind of go around her face a little bit here. And the way her head is tinted to the right, I'm just going to emphasize that a little bit more on this side. And just a little bit on this side. And just, you know, to kind of around the edge of her hair there. And then the next color, which is the darkest, is the E13. I'll use that one next. And like I said, just try to do this one, you know, really light, because it is kind of a dark color, and I don't want to be too dark and not be able to blend it in. Make sure I'm staying in frame, so I have to kind of turn this to okay, then I'm going to go back with the E00, which is the medium color, and I'm just going to kind of make sure I'm still here in frame. Just going to kind of go back into this color, you know, around the edge of it here, and try to blend that in just a little bit. Just kind of going into the edge of that. And then I'm going to take the next color, which is the lightest, the E000, and just kind of flick that down into there. Just like that. Okay, and then for her blush, I use the RV02, this color right here, and I also use the RV10. And the RV2 is the darker color, and the RV10 is the lighter color. So I'm going to start with the lightest one, and I'll start on her cheeks. And the way I do that is I just kind of hook these little black dots together and make a circle, and you know, just kind of color that in, and do the same thing on this side here, and just kind of color it in there. And then I'm going to take the other one, the RV2, and I'm just going to go right in the middle of that, because this is the darker color. So you're just going to kind of go right in the middle of that, like that. And then you're going to take your lightest skin tone, which is the E000, and I just kind of flick that out like that, just in the edge there of that other color there, just to you know, just kind of blend that in, and that's how that looks. Then I take my pen here. It's you can use these jelly roll pens, you know, like this, but I like this pen here. I think I picked this up at Michael's. It's called a Marvy 1.0. Looks like this right here. And I just make sure it's writing, you know, somewhere on the bottom down here, because sometimes if you don't get them writing good before you try to use them, they won't do anything. Mostly when they've sat up for a little while like these have. And so I just take, you know, and make 2 dots up there above it, and then 1 below, so it makes like 3 dots on there. And so I'm going to go ahead and work on her skin a little bit more. So like I said, I usually start with the lightest color. And so we'll just do this arm here. And I like to just kind of do one thing at a time. And you know, just kind of keep my ink wet. And that was the E000. The next one is going to be the E00. And so I'm just going to try to find out, you know, where the shadows would be. And so I would think they would be like right under her arm, and maybe down on this side some, and then in her little elbow area here, and maybe down where her hand, you know, kind of goes into her pocket there. And then you're going to take your E13 and just kind of really go over this lightly. And down her arm, her little elbow area, and down here. And then you just kind of go backwards from there. So then you're going to take your E00 and just kind of go right in the edge of that color there. Don't go too much in it. And then you take your E000 and just kind of blend that. So that's her arm, and then we'll go ahead and do under her neck. That was with the E000, and then the E00. I'm just going to kind of do it more on this side because the way her neck, you know, her head is kind of tilted to the side like that. And this is the darkest one, the E13. Then I'm going to go back with the E00, kind of blend that, and then the E000, blend that on in. So now I'm going to go ahead and do her arm right here. And her little hand here holding her flowers. And that was with the E000. And so this is the E00. And I'm probably going to, my camera's probably getting ready to cut off. So I'm going to go ahead and stop, and I'll cut my camera back on, and we'll do it again. It only videos for 16 minutes. So I'm going to stop, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'll talk to you guys in a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back, and my camera it'll only video for like 16 minutes straight, and I was almost up to that. So we had already colored her arm with the E000. So we're going to start with the E00. So you're just going to go where you think the shadows would most likely be, and you know, just kind of do it from there. And then this is the E13, which is the darkest color, and I'm just going to lightly, you know, just go over where the shadows would be. And maybe right there in the crease of her arm a little bit. And then you're going to go back over it with the E00 just to kind of blend that in. And then you go back over it with the E000, which is going to be your lightest color. And just blend that one in that you just put down. Okay. I think that's all for her skin. So, we'll go ahead and start. We'll do her shoes next. And for those, for her shoes, I'm going to use these three colors. The darkest one will start with E44. This one here. And then the next color is the E43, and then the E42. So those will be the three colors that I am going to do her shoes with. So I'm going to start with the lightest color and just kind of outline where I think they would be. Turn this a little bit. And to me, those are, you know, this will be like where your darkest colors would probably be. And then, so then you're going to go to your next color, which is your E43. And this is like the medium. And you're just going to kind of go back over that. And try to make, you know, you try to make this one a little bit smaller strokes than the last one that you just did. And I'm running out of lines a little bit, so we can you know, fix that with the colorless blender. And then the next color is going to be your E44, which is your darkest color. And this one right here, you're going to, you know, try to do it in really little marks, because if you don't, you won't even be able to see your other colors that you put on here first. And then you're just going to kind of go in reverse again. This will be your E43, which is your medium color. Just kind of go into that one some. To lighten it up and blend it in with the other color. And then here is your E42, which is the lightest of all of them. And then where you have that little bit of light, just turn your pen kind of sideways and just go over it really light, like that. And so that's kind of the way that color turned out. And then you're going to take your colorless blender, if you run out of the lines, and kind of just push this color up in there just like that. And you may have to go over it more than one time to get that in there. But I run out of the lines a lot, so I'm trying to work on that a little bit better. And I'm doing better. It's just sometimes the Copic markers that you use are really wet, and that last one that I just used, the darkest one that I just used, is a really wet marker. And they can actually even, you know, bleed on your paper pretty heavy if they are wet. And if they're too wet, you can take both ends off, like this right here, and just kind of leave them there for maybe like around 5 minutes or so, and let them, sometimes when they ship them, I think they said that they can maybe get air or something in them, and it can make them, you know, want to leak on your paper. So sometimes if you do that, if you find that they're trying to do like a blotch or something on there, you can, you know, try that and see if that will help with that. So we're going to go ahead and we'll start on her hair. And my favorite colors for those are the white. Let's see, let me tell you guys in order so maybe I won't mess you up too bad. I think it's Y20. I forgot. Anyway, it's the lightest color is YR21, and that will be your lightest. The next color that I like is YR23, and that will be like your next color. And then I like to use this E15 next for some red highlights in your hair. And then maybe it's the E25. I'll start with those. And that will be, you know, your darkest color. So those are the 4 colors that I like to use for hair. And so I'm just going to start with the lightest color, which is the YR21. And I'm just kind of, you know, start where I think it would normally be the darkest. And just kind of pull down like that. And basically just kind of where they have it highlighted, I think is a good thing to start with, you know, with the colors, the little black marks and things they have on here. I think that's a good place to start with the colors that you're going to use. And so that's kind of the way I do it. And I always try to go with the way that the hair is on here, the way that they have it, you know, shaded from them, from the manufacturer. I just kind of try to go with the way they have it to start with. And so then the next color we're going to use is going to be YR23. And so you're just going to kind of go back over that. Maybe a little bit longer streaks so you can get like a, you know, like a streak effect to it, if you like that look. You can have it more blended if you don't like it to have it looking like that. I kind of do. I think it looks more natural, because most of the time, in my opinion, your hair is not just blended from one color to the other. It normally has like you know, streaks in it or whatever. Make sure I'm still in frame here. So far, so good. Okay, and then this is the E15. So we're just going to add a few of these. And maybe make these just a little bit longer than the last ones you did. And like I said, just try to do them, if possible, as light-handed as you can, so they won't be so dark. And just kind of, you know, do them all over. And I'm sure, like, you know, when you are doing this, you can probably do a better job than what I'm doing, because I'm trying to kind of hurry so this video won't be so long, and so my camera won't shut off. But this is the darkest color, which is the E25, and this is just more of some browns, just to highlight kind of around the darker areas, and you know what they already kind of have on here. And then I'm just going to kind of go over it again with this lightest color, which is the YR21. And just kind of go all the way up to the top with it. And you can leave some white in here if you want to. It's totally, you know, up to you. And so I'm just going to kind of blend this in here some more. And this is probably my favorite combination of hair color, just, you know, my personal. This is the YR23, which is just a little bit darker than the one I just used. And I'm just going to go in here and add a little bit more. Just in, you know, a few places here. And then we might put a little bit more of the red, and that'll be. And if you don't like any of these colors, you certainly don't have to use them. You can pick your own colors. You know, this is just some of my favorites that I really like. And like I said, just kind of try to go with the hair color, and usually that'll, you know, make it look better, in my opinion. I'm going to take my colorless blender and just kind of get those places that ran out of the lines again a little bit. And normally I would push that color back up in there like that, but since I can't turn my paper without seeing if I'm in frame or not, I'm just going to do it like this, because this works too. It's just not, in my opinion, not quite as good. You can just push, you know, if you could push it back in to the color that it came from, it does better to me. Alrighty. Okay, and then for the green, well, let me go ahead and do her pocket and her little, this little white collar, I guess you would call it. That color is going to be the E00, and that's the lightest color that I have in the gray. So all I'm going to do is just kind of highlight it, you know, around the edge here, just so it won't look, you know, real white. You don't want it to be white, because it's going to have some shade to it naturally. If somebody's standing somewhere, they will have, you know, a shade to it or whatever. So I'll just go over those, and then I have another color that's a little bit darker. It's C1. So I'm going to go right here, back over this just a little bit. And if you get this too dark, you can always use your blender if it's, you know, if you're not liking it or whatever. So, I'm going to have to stop again, and because I'm already up to 14 minutes again, and my camera shuts off at 16. So I'm going to go ahead and stop, and I will be right back with the rest of the tutorial. I probably will go ahead and use the C1 and the C00 around the bottom of her pants there too, where that little white ruffle is. But I'll be back right after I do that. I'll talk to you guys in just a minute. Alrighty, I'm back, and the colors that I'm going to use to do the flower stems up here are these greens right here. And this is the G40, and then this is the G43, which is the middle color, and then this is the G46, which is going to be your darkest color. So I'm going to go ahead and do those. And it doesn't really matter, you know, which colors you start with. If you like the dark colors first, or if you like the light colors, I don't think it really matters. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this darkest color first. And to me, it would be darker, you know, right up in here where it's coming out of her hand. And then up in here where it's coming out of this part too. And so, do the bottom of these too. These little, I guess that's the leaves. I'm not really sure, but do the bottom of those too. Okay, so that was the darkest color, the G46. So this is the G43. So I'm just going to blend, this is the medium color, so I'm just going to blend that dark that I just did. And there may not be enough room sometimes for the, you know, all three colors, and if there's not, that's fine. You know, you just, you're not going to blend what you have, and if you don't have enough room, then you just use your two colors. Whoops. Okay, and then I'm going to do the lightest color, which is the G40. And I'm just going to go down. I don't really spend a lot of time on this. I'm blending the flowers and things like that too much. And I'm planning on making a baby card with this. So I'm not sure if I'm going to cut this out by hand or if I'm going to use like a Spellbinder's die. But that's that. And then I'm going to use the two colors that I colored her clothes with, which is the RV00 and the RV10 to do the flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and do those, and this is the darkest color, and I'm just going to say, you know, that the shades will be up under here and in here. To me, that's the hardest part of the Copic, is trying to figure out where the shades be. To me, that's just, if you can do that, then I think it's, you know, not too hard, the more you do it. And I'm just going to go back over that and add a little bit of darker, just for a little bit more shading. like that. And then the lighter color, excuse me, the lighter color, which is the RV000. I'm going to just kind of blend that in a little bit better. And I'm going to leave some white so it looks like it's, you know, the light is on there. So that's basically how I do it. If you're going to leave this, and you know, if you're going to cut it out with a Spellbinders die, you could take like your warm colors here. I use like W3, W1, and W0, and I would outline everything on here with those colors, starting with the darkest one next to her body, and then working my way out with the W1 next and the W0 on the outside. And then you could also make a little ground for her to stand on. You would also do the darkest color with the W3 closest to her body. You would also, you know, kind of go out past her shoes and have it darker here, and then the lighter one, you know, in the 3 different colors like that. But I'm not sure if I'm going to use this in a Spellbinders die, or if I'm going to fuzzy cut it out yet, or I would show you guys how to do that. And if I'm going to fuzzy cut it, I wouldn't want the darker, you know, border on here. So, that is kind of how she turned out. I hope that'll help you guys. Like I said before, I'm not, you know, Copic certified or anything like that. This is just the way I like to do it. And I think they turned out, you know, pretty good like that. So, if you guys have any questions, you know, about anything, just let me know. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.